From ancient prophecies to modern headlines, Jerusalem stands as a crucible of faith, history, and conflict. It's a city revered by billions, a place where three major monotheistic religions converge, each etching their story onto its sacred stones. For millennia, pilgrims and conquerors alike have sought its embrace, its very name evoking a tapestry of divine promise and human drama. But what lies beneath the bustling markets, the ancient cobblestones, and the revered holy sites we see today? What untold stories are whispered by the earth itself, buried under centuries of successive civilizations? Jerusalem is not merely a city built upon a hill. It is a city built upon cities. Each generation, each empire, has added its layer, often obscuring, sometimes preserving, the remnants of those who came before. Imagine a journey, not through the familiar streets, but beneath them. A descent into the hidden realms where archaeologists painstakingly unearth the very foundations of human civilization and faith. This isn't just about digging up old stones. It's about piecing together the fragmented narrative of a city that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth of religions, and moments that shaped the course of human history. Today, on Biblical Archives, we embark on an extraordinary exploration. We will peel back the layers of time, venturing into the subterranean tunnels, the forgotten cisterns, and the buried structures that reveal the true, often surprising, story of Jerusalem. We will explore Jerusalem Hidden, what archaeology reveals beneath the millennial holy city. Join us as we discover a past far richer, far more complex, and infinitely more profound than the surface ever suggests. Get ready to see Jerusalem as you've never seen it before. Our journey into the hidden depths of Jerusalem begins not in the old city we know today, but a short distance south, on a narrow, sloping ridge. This is the city of David, the true ancient heart of Jerusalem. The very place King David captured from the Jebusites over 3 millennia ago and established as his capital. For centuries, its exact location was a subject of debate, hidden beneath later constructions. But modern archaeology has decisively revealed its boundaries and its secrets. Before David, it was a Jebusite stronghold, chosen for its strategic defensibility and, crucially, its sole natural water source, the Gihon Spring. This perennial spring, vital for survival in a semi-arid land, dictated where the city could flourish. Its waters made life possible, but also made the city vulnerable. How did its ancient inhabitants protect this lifeline? They built elaborate water systems, a testament to their ingenuity. The earliest of these are channels cut directly into the rock, diverting water into a hidden pool within the city walls. But the most remarkable is Warren's Shaft. Discovered in 1867 by Charles Warren, this vertical shaft allowed the Jebusites, and later the Israelites, to draw water from the Gihon Spring without exposing themselves outside the city walls. Imagine soldiers and citizens descending into the dark, damp rock to collect water during a siege, a hidden lifeline essential for survival. Modern archaeological consensus suggests it was primarily a defensive access tunnel to the spring, rather than a direct water collection point. But its existence points to the sheer determination required to survive in this arid land. However, the most famous water engineering feat here is Hezekiah's Tunnel. Around 701 BCE, facing the imminent threat of the Assyrian king Sennacherib, King Hezekiah of Judah undertook an astonishing engineering project. He commanded his people to dig a 533-meter-long tunnel through solid rock, diverting the waters of the Gihon Spring from outside the city walls to the Pool of Siloam, safely within the city. This was no small feat. Two teams of excavators, starting from opposite ends, dug towards each other, meeting in the middle with remarkable precision, a testament to ancient surveying skills. The discovery of the Siloam inscription, found near the pool, remarkably narrates this very event, providing a direct, physical link to the biblical account. In 2 Kings 20:20 and 2 Chronicles 32:30. Walking through this dark, water-filled tunnel today, one can almost hear the echoes of the ancient pickaxes and feel the urgency of that desperate time. The destination of Hezekiah's tunnel was the Pool of Siloam. Initially discovered in 2004 during sewage pipe repairs, this monumental stepped pool dates to the Second Temple period. It was a major ritual bath, or mikveh, where Jewish pilgrims would purify themselves before ascending to the Temple Mount. Jesus himself sent a blind man to wash in this pool to receive his sight, as recounted in John 9. Its excavation revealed not just the pool itself, but also the massive Herodian street that led from it directly up to the Temple Mount, allowing pilgrims to ascend in a grand procession. Beyond the water systems, the city of David holds immense structural remains. The stepped stone structure and the large stone structure are among the most enigmatic. Towering over the Kidron Valley, the stepped stone structure is a massive retaining wall, built from rough-hewn stones, dated to the early Iron Age. Archaeologists debate its purpose. Was it a massive retaining wall for a citadel or palace above? Adjacent to it, the large stone structure, possibly dating to the 10th century BCE, has been proposed by some as King David's palace, though this remains a subject of ongoing academic discussion. Regardless of its exact identity, these monumental constructions testify to the significant urban development of Jerusalem in the early Israelite period, far beyond what many once imagined. And then there's the evidence of destruction. In the city of David, archaeologists have uncovered layers of ash, burnt timbers, and collapsed walls, telltale signs of the Babylonian conquest in 586 BCE. Finds like the burnt room, filled with pottery and personal effects abruptly abandoned, offer a haunting glimpse into the city's final moments. Among the most poignant discoveries are hundreds of bullae, small clay seal impressions, bearing the names of officials and scribes mentioned in the biblical books of Jeremiah and Kings, like Gedaliah son of Pashur and Jehukal son of Shelemiah. These tiny pieces of clay connect the written word of the Bible directly to the physical reality of ancient Jerusalem, providing tangible proof of its royal administration and the very people who walked these streets. The city of David is not just an archaeological site. It is the living, breathing, subterranean testimony to the very origins of Jerusalem, where the stories of the Bible spring from the bedrock. From the humble origins of the city of David, our gaze turns northward to the majestic platform that dominates Jerusalem's skyline, the Temple Mount, or Haram al-Sharaf. This is arguably the most sacred and contested piece of land on earth, a site hallowed by Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. For Jews, it is where the first temple of Solomon and the second temple stood, the dwelling place of God's presence. For Muslims, it is the site of Prophet Muhammad's miraculous night journey and ascension to heaven, marked by the Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque. Beneath the splendor of these later structures lie the colossal remnants of the Second Temple, particularly the massive retaining walls built by King Herod the Great in the 1st century BCE. Herod transformed the modest temple platform into one of the ancient world's most magnificent architectural wonders, doubling its size and constructing walls with stones of astonishing proportions. Some of these stones weigh hundreds of tons, a feat of engineering that still baffles modern experts. To truly comprehend the scale of Herod's achievement, we must descend into the Western Wall tunnels. These extensive subterranean passages run along the entire length of the Western Wall, extending far beyond the exposed prayer area. Here, you are confronted with the full height of the Herodian stones, some reaching over 13 meters, 40 feet, in height, and weighing an estimated 570 tons, one of the largest building blocks in the world. Walking through these tunnels is like stepping back 2,000 years. You can see the original street level from the Second Temple period, complete with shops, ritual baths, mikvaot, and even a massive ancient aqueduct that brought water to the temple. The sheer size of the masonry, the precision of their cuts, and the engineering required to lay them are utterly breathtaking. It offers a tangible connection to the pilgrims who walked these very streets to worship at the temple. The tunnels also reveal fascinating details about the temple's construction. We find the master course, a row of incredibly uniform, precisely cut stones that archaeologists believe served as a perfect base layer for the monumental structure above. The Great Stone, measuring 13.6 meters long, 4.6 meters high, and 3 meters deep, is a true marvel, its weight estimated at 570 tons. Its placement remains an engineering mystery. Further along, the Maimonides Center displays archaeological findings from the tunnels, including Roman-era remnants, proving that even after the temple's destruction, life continued, adapting to the ruins. Moving to the southern flank of the Temple Mount, the southern wall excavations, particularly in the area known as the Ophel, have yielded equally astonishing insights. This area was the main public entrance to the temple. Here, archaeologists have uncovered the vast flight of steps that led pilgrims up to the temple gates, known as the Hulda Gates. Imagine the millions who ascended these very steps, prophets, priests, and ordinary people, including Jesus himself. The sheer worn smoothness of the stone steps, polished by countless footsteps over 2 millennia, speaks volumes about the continuous flow of humanity towards this sacred space. Beneath these steps, entire streets and markets from the Second Temple period have been uncovered, filled with everyday artifacts, pottery, coins, and remnants of what would have been a bustling urban center. This area was not just a religious site, but a vibrant economic hub. One of the most significant finds here was the Royal Road, or Pilgrim's Way, a wide paved street that ran from the Pool of Siloam directly up to the southern wall, used by pilgrims processing to the temple. The discovery of a large mikveh, or ritual bath, near the entrance to the temple further emphasizes the purification rituals central to Second Temple Judaism. More recently, excavations in the Ophel have revealed monumental administrative buildings from the First Temple period, including a royal complex that predates Herod's work. Significant bullae, similar to those found in the city of David, bearing the names of First Temple officials, have been unearthed here as well, reinforcing the biblical narrative of a sophisticated Judean kingdom. The layers of the Ophel connect First Temple Jerusalem directly to the Second Temple era, showing a continuous sacred and administrative history on this ridge leading up to the Temple Mount. Another crucial, albeit controversial, archaeological endeavor is the Temple Mount Sifting Project. Since 1999, thousands of tons of debris, illegally removed from the Temple Mount by the Islamic Waqf, have been carefully sifted by volunteers. Despite the controversial origins of the material, this painstaking work has yielded an incredible array of artifacts spanning thousands of years, from the First Temple period to the present day. tiny gold earrings from the first temple. Rare coins, ancient pottery shards, and even segments of mosaic floors have been recovered, offering invaluable insights into the history of the Temple Mount, especially periods from which direct archaeological excavation on the platform itself is prohibited. Each tiny fragment tells a part of the story, reaffirming the deep historical and religious layers present on this most sacred of sites. The year 70 CE marked a cataclysmic turning point for Jerusalem. The Roman legions under Titus besieged and destroyed the Second Temple and much of the city. For decades, Jerusalem lay in ruins, a scar on the Roman Empire's eastern frontier. But empires, like civilizations, rebuild. And under Emperor Hadrian, in 135 CE, Jerusalem was reborn, but not as the Jewish capital. It was transformed into a Roman pagan city, Aelia Capitolina. The archaeological evidence of Aelia Capitolina is profound. Hadrian meticulously replanned the city on a typical Roman grid, with two main colonnaded streets, the Cardo Maximus and the Decumanus. Today, if you walk through the Jewish quarter of the Old City, you can see and even walk upon a preserved section of the Cardo Maximus, complete with its original Roman columns and paving stones. This was the vibrant commercial artery of Roman and later Byzantine Jerusalem, a grand thoroughfare lined with shops and public buildings. Its rediscovery in the 1970s was a monumental achievement, revealing the Roman blueprint imposed on the razed Jewish city. With the rise of Christianity and the conversion of Emperor Constantine in the 4th century CE, Jerusalem underwent another dramatic transformation. It became the epicenter of the Christian world, a pilgrimage destination unlike any other. Churches, monasteries, and hospices sprang up, transforming the urban landscape. The most iconic of these is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Though heavily modified over centuries, archaeological investigations beneath and around the church have revealed compelling evidence consistent with its traditional identification as the site of Jesus' crucifixion, burial, and resurrection. Excavations have uncovered the remains of Hadrian's Forum and Temple that originally stood on the site, demonstrating how Constantine deliberately built the church over the pagan structures, reclaiming the holy ground. Digs have also revealed tombs consistent with the time of Jesus and the quarry from which the rock was hewn. The Byzantine era, 4th to 7th centuries CE, saw Jerusalem flourish. Extensive archaeological discoveries reveal a city of impressive scale and wealth, characterized by grand churches, elaborate mosaic floors in villas and public buildings, and a thriving population. Examples include the magnificent Nea Church, the new church of the Theotokos, built by Emperor Justinian, whose vast foundations and crypt have been unearthed in the Jewish quarter, revealing its immense scale and importance as a pilgrimage center. We find sophisticated water systems, public baths, and residential quarters, all testifying to a bustling Christian metropolis. Following the Byzantine era, the Muslim conquest in the 7th century brought another layer of history. The Umayyads, the first Islamic dynasty, embarked on an ambitious building program, most notably constructing the Dome of the Rock and the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount. Archaeological work around the Temple Mount has revealed Umayyad palaces and administrative buildings to its south, forming a grand entrance precinct to the new Islamic sacred complex. These structures often reused older Roman and Byzantine elements, creating a unique architectural blend that tells a story of continuity and adaptation. Later periods, including the Crusader era, 11th to 13th centuries, and the Ottoman period, 16th to 20th centuries, continued to add their mark. Crusader fortifications and churches often incorporated existing structures or reused older stones, The Muristan area, for instance, once housed the Crusader Hospital of the Knights Hospitaller, and its remnants are still visible amidst the modern market. Ottoman-era city walls, gates, and public fountains also stand today, their foundations often resting on the stones of their predecessors. Each successive layer, from Roman through Byzantine, early Islamic, Crusader, and Ottoman, tells a story of a city constantly being reshaped, reimagined, and rebuilt, yet always retaining its profound sanctity and allure. The archaeology here reveals a living palimpsest, where every stone has a story spanning millennia. Jerusalem's archaeological landscape is perhaps the most challenging in the world. Excavating here is not like digging in a desolate ruin. It is a living, breathing city, sacred to billions, with complex religious and political sensitivities. Every shovelful of earth, every exposed stone, can ignite debate and passion. This makes archaeological work painstakingly slow, requiring immense diplomacy and cooperation, often under intense scrutiny. The need to preserve existing holy sites while uncovering ancient ones presents a delicate balance. Much of the ancient city still lies beneath active neighborhoods, homes, and sacred places, making large-scale excavation often impossible. Despite these challenges, or perhaps because of them, the discoveries continue to astound. Modern technology is playing an increasingly vital role. Ground-penetrating radar, GPR, LIDAR, and 3D modeling allow archaeologists to see beneath the surface without disturbing it, mapping subterranean structures and ancient topography before a single stone is moved. This non-invasive approach is crucial in such a sensitive environment, helping to identify promising sites and understand the city's hidden layout. One of the greatest ongoing mysteries concerns the First Temple. Despite centuries of effort, concrete archaeological evidence directly attributable to Solomon's temple remains elusive. This is largely due to the continuous rebuilding on the Temple Mount and the destruction wrought by subsequent conquests. The biblical accounts describe a magnificent structure, but physically locating its foundations or clear artifacts remains an enigma. What fragments do we have? The Ophel excavations have provided insights into the First Temple period, including monumental administrative buildings near the Temple Mount. While not the temple itself, they speak to the scale of the kingdom that built it. The Temple Mount sifting project offers perhaps the best chance for incidental First Temple finds from displaced debris. The challenge, of course, is that the Temple Mount itself is essentially off-limits to direct excavation. However, the absence of direct evidence does not negate the historical accounts. Instead, it highlights the destructive power of time and conquest, and the immense difficulty of excavating a site that has been continuously built upon for 3,000 years. The indirect evidence, the bullae, the First Temple period pottery, the administrative structures in the Ophel, paints a compelling picture of a powerful, organized kingdom that aligns with the biblical narrative, creating a rich context for understanding the temple that once stood. The future of archaeology in Jerusalem is a delicate dance between preservation and discovery. As techniques advance, and as new understandings emerge from existing finds, more of Jerusalem's hidden past will undoubtedly come to light. The city continues to yield its secrets, often in the most unexpected ways, offering tantalizing glimpses into the lives, beliefs, and struggles of those who walked its sacred soil millennia ago. Every new find is a thread in the grand tapestry of human history and faith, further illuminating the profound legacy of this unparalleled city. Our journey beneath Jerusalem has been a profound one. From the ancient springs and tunnels of the city of David, through the monumental foundations of the Temple Mount, and across the layers of Roman, Byzantine, and Islamic civilizations. We have seen how archaeology literally underpins our understanding of this unique city. It is a testament to Jerusalem's resilience, its enduring holiness, and its unparalleled historical depth. What the spade and brush reveal beneath Jerusalem isn't just dry history. It's a vibrant, often dramatic narrative that breathes life into ancient texts, confirms long-held traditions, and occasionally challenges our preconceptions. It connects us, tangibly, to kings and prophets, to pilgrims and conquerors, to the very people who walked these paths and built these structures millennia ago. Each excavated stone, each discovered artifact, is a voice from the past, whispering its story into the present. The hidden Jerusalem reminds us that the past is never truly gone. It lies just beneath the surface, waiting to be revealed, offering new insights into the human spirit, the origins of faith, and the enduring power of a city chosen by destiny. The work of archaeologists in Jerusalem is a continuous act of revelation, constantly adding new chapters to its already epic tale. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Jerusalem Hidden. If you've been fascinated by these revelations, please like this video, share it with others who cherish history, and subscribe to Biblical Archives for more journeys into the profound stories of the past. Your support helps us continue to bring these essential narratives to light. Until next time, may the layers of history continue to inspire your curiosity and deepen your understanding.